What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very, very good day. So, first thing, right off the top, guys, we already know Rise of Skywalker. It's out. It's out, guys. And here, I know why you guys are here. You're here to see my review and my reactions and why I shill for Disney. And let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, here's my reaction to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. All right, that was it. That was my reaction to Rise of Skywalker. Yep. In case you guys didn't know, I'm somebody. Went and seen Rise of Skywalker at the premiere last night. Yep. I would talk more about it if I could, but I can't because like the review embargo and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Disney's gonna come after me and they're gonna be mad at me if I give you guys my review and stuff a little bit early. You know how they are, right? Y'all know how they are. Oof, those evil people over at Disney. Oh my god. So Perry Comics, what's up, my brother? How you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I was just giving. I think you might have to rewind a little bit. I just gave my reaction to Rise of Skywalker, and I'm not sure if do you guys want to see my reaction to Rise of Skywalker again? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, but only if you guys want to see it. Okay. So the movie starts up. There's the opening crawl. Did you see that? There we go. There we go. He says, "Damn boy, about to smash 900. I know, man. It's been crazy. It's been crazy." But again, that was my second reaction to Rise of Skywalker, and here's my review. My review is this: is the movie? It was okay. You might like it, you might not like it. You're probably gonna have to decide for yourself if you want to go see it. That's ultimately what it comes down to with not only Rise of Skywalker, but any movie. And there we go. There's my reaction and my review. I'm sorry, did I just clickbait you guys into this video? Well, if you feel that way, it's okay. Feel free to leave a thumbs down on this video. I totally understand, and believe me, I don't take it personal. I'm not one of those people out there who, gets on YouTube in the morning and gets on their YouTube every morning on their little YouTube app and checks everything and it's like, oh man, I got a dislike. Aww. Dang it, there goes my whole day. No. So again, I apologize if you guys didn't like my review and my reaction just now. But that's about all I can say. I'm only saying that because you asked me to please tell you that. But no, I'm really just kidding more than anything. I'm not one of those people who okay, I am. I shill for Disney in hopes of getting access media, yeah, I know. But it's all good. You know what? I don't do like the reviews or anything like that in hopes that these people will send me these advanced. Oh, you know what I mean? And the book was actually good, and I didn't really like reviewing. I've found that I like reviewing because if you guys know me, if you spend enough time here, there's no feelings on things. Because really, when it comes down to reviewing a movie, I feel it's not about my personal feelings about a movie or even a comic book and stuff. It's about what I see in it, what I read in it, and whatnot like that. Harry right now of it, in with one of my characters. You guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so the Rise of Skywalker is out, and it seems like there's been some sort of mixed reviews when it comes to, I guess not reviews, I guess they're more reactions than reviews, because there is a review embargo. But it seems like more than anything, a lot of the reactions that we've got out of people have been, some have been good, some have been not so good, and I guess that's kind of what I think. Nobody is expecting any less than that out of this film. From what we've heard, there's some things in here that are going to be like fan service moments that are going to get some of us happy and excited to go out and watch this movie, and some of us it's not going to do so much for. I can tell you, for me, like, I'm one of those people when it comes to a movie, like, I'm not hard to please, but I would say I am hard to satisfy. You know what I mean? There's a difference. There's a difference, because I can be pleased with a movie. So many people out there don't like The Last Jedi. I'm pleased with it. Is it a good movie? I mean, I like it. I can't ever argue with anybody that's a great movie. It has some great cinematics. A lot of things are beautifully shot. A lot of things are really good about that movie, but there are plenty of bad things about it as well. So just hearing these initial reactions from some of the people who were actually at the premiere, I gotta say, for me, it doesn't ruin my excitement to go see the movie. I've got tickets to go see it on Friday morning, and I'm gonna go see it on Friday. I probably won't be here doing the morning movie chat, because I'm gonna be at the movie, and then I've got tickets to take my family, my kids, my wife, my mother, and even my sister-in-law, all to see the Rise of Skywalker on Sunday afternoon. But don't forget, we're gonna be doing a discussion about Rise of Skywalker over on the Lonely Banters channel, over on his channel on Sunday, and I think he said that's starting at like 3. I want to say he said at like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's like 12 o'clock my time. So you should definitely make sure that you go out and check out LB's channel, The Lonely Banter. You can search it here on YouTube. I'll see, I'll see if I can find it and put it up here a little bit later. But you should be prepared for that. I know tonight, in case any of you guys don't know, you don't. In case you just follow me, you don't follow some of the other people that I interact with here. I'm on this thing that we call the Dark Council over on Drunk 3PO's channel. He's kind of the guy that masterminded this little project and put it all together. I believe they're wanting to go live tonight. Jay is Drunk 3PO. He's kind of at a family outing, if you will. Kind of spending some time with his family right now, but there's enough demand for that show that a lot of people are wanting us to do it tonight. Anyway, I'm gonna be pretty busy, but we'll probably go ahead and get that all done with. Can't wait to do that. Everybody's gonna be there talking. I'm sure one of the big points of discussion is going to be Rise of Skywalker and all these reactions. These most like Drunk 3PO, Abu Nas, Lord Callus, and Demogeny, they're really largely like more Star Wars oriented guys. That's where their fandom lies. Where you guys can tell me, I mean, not only by the name of my channel and maybe by the background here, I'm more of a comic book guy. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to it, I'm more of an MCU. I am a fan of Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've grown up with that stuff for 40 years of my life. Okay, so. Like, I like Star Wars, but some of these people are way more passionate about it than I am. Like me, I just like it. Like that's just how it is. But yeah, according to the initial reactions and everything of everybody that we're seeing out there, I gotta say, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But let me know, what about you? How do you feel about it? After hearing, if you've went out there and watched any of the reviews and reactions to it, how do you guys feeling about the Rise of Skywalker so far? Is it something that you're looking forward to still, or is it something you're a little more leery? Because I know there's plenty of people out there. Plenty of viewers and fans out there who aren't necessarily as into into wanting to go see this movie, just due to like The Last Jedi and even The Force Awakens, the sequel trilogy altogether. Some people are largely let down by it, feel largely let down. I'm sure that there's plenty of people out there that will say, oh, they feel betrayed. Oh my God. Most of those people are full of shit. Because like Disney doesn't really do anything. It's a company. It's an inanimate object. They only have representatives in charge over there. That's it. It's not, when Disney comes out and does something, it's not Disney doing it. So there's that. I'm gonna give you that. But altogether, like I'm, like I said, I don't let reviews and things like that affect how I'm gonna see and go to do a movie. From what I heard, though, from most of the people, it seems like J.J. Abrams is doing what he can to try to reel all the whole Star Wars franchise back in, and bring and satisfy fans. Fans on both sides of the board. I mean, because the fandom is so divided right now that everybody's gonna have a different reaction to it. So that's why I think that's probably somewhat of a grave mistake to make, is trying to satisfy all of the people and fans. So, because sometimes fan service can be a bad thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be, and from the sounds of it, it sounds like he tried to do some of that while kind of building on stuff and kind of tying up some of the things that have happened here in the past. So hate in my heart, you know what I mean? To actually hate something, there's really only a couple of things that I hate in this world, and that'd be rapists, child molesters, and I can't even put murderers on there because sometimes it's justified. It's justified. Very into this movie to see it. That wasn't that great. And no, I don't feel like I've been ripped off, or like somebody owes me, or like I need to get on here and rant about it for hours on end and make video after video after video after video after video and base my whole channel on it. You know what I mean? I just don't do that. Like, I'll watch the movie. If I like it, I'll review it, talk about it, might talk about it, sometime in future videos. If I don't like it, I'll watch it, I'll review it, I'll come make a video about it. And I might talk about it here and there, you know what I mean? But largely, you guys know, if you guys follow me long enough, I don't like to talk about things, not necessarily that I don't like, but I like when there's something I don't like. I don't like to beat it up, you know what I mean? I don't have to completely, like repeatedly go after it and after it and after it. It's like, if it's something that I don't like that much, like I'll air my feelings about it and then just move on. Now if it's something I truly do love, something I do truly enjoy, that's when you're probably going to see me make video after video after video and go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it, because it's something I actually enjoy, and that's what I want to do, because that's why I started my channel, is to share the things that I love, not the things that I hate. I will talk about the things I hate, maybe briefly, and if it becomes a bigger topic of discussion, maybe we'll talk about it a little more. But largely, that's just not what I do here. Like I said, we're not here all together to chew on things and talk about things we don't like. I mean, we can have those discussions, but me having that conversation by myself is pretty pointless. If I want to talk about something I don't like, I want to bring like one of you guys on here as a guest or something, so we can talk about, like, hey, here's how I feel about it. Here's what I like. What do you like about it? Oh, well, I disagree with you there, and you disagree with me here. Hey, so let's talk about it. Let's talk more about that. But largely me sitting here ranting and raving into the camera, and actually more my computer, it doesn't really do anybody any good if it's something I don't like. So let's see. Aggressively relaxing, thank you so much for being here. Says, I saw Star Wars last night, and let me say, as the leader of the Fandom Menace, I'm letting everyone know the war is over. It was perfect, and everyone is going to love it. Awesome. Aggressively, I'm glad that's the case, man. Good to hear. He says, the leader of the, that's funny, man. You are, though. You're like the grandfather, the great grandfather, maybe. I don't know, maybe the founder, because believe me, if you guys don't know, go check out Aggressively Relaxing channel and check out, this is a guy who's been upset about Star Wars ever since The Empire Strikes Back. Sith Lord, good morning. How are you doing? Maverick Pilgrim, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well as well today. So yeah, like I was saying, this movie is out, but let me know down in the comments below, like, how do you guys feel about all the reactions that we've gotten so far? The thing is, all these reactions start dropping, everybody's gonna go and take what somebody else says and feels and says about the movie and twist it to their own narrative. You know what I mean? I can guarantee you, I've seen plenty of that on my timeline here on YouTube already. As soon as I woke up this morning, people reacting to the reactions. Like, come on, guys. Come on, man. That's like me. Like, even here on the channel, you guys can see I don't do like the trailer reactions and all of that stuff. Like, to me, it's not stupid. It's not stupid. And people that do it aren't stupid. I don't think that. To me, it's just silly. You know what I mean? It's just silly, like, because I guess maybe because I'm not one of those over dramatic, I'm gonna play it up kind of people. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna see something and just you know what I mean? Like that's not me. I'm just me, man. But I can guarantee you, there's gonna be people out there taking some of these other reviewers' reactions and making judgments based on that. Now the thing is I think most of us have probably a pretty good feeling about what we're going to get out of the movie and whether we're going to be satisfied or not. Some of us probably have too high of expectations. Some of us don't probably have low expectations. I guarantee there's probably plenty of people going into this movie that have low expectations of it. For the movie. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I think it's better to go into a movie having low expectations than having high ones. Because I think there's a lot of people out there that when it comes to this movie, when it comes to Star Wars, Rise of the Skywalker, there's probably largely a lot of people who do not have high expectations out of this movie. And I gotta be honest with you, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, it's bad in the sense that you've already got that feeling that that kind of end up getting disappointed, and that's not good for anybody. You know what I mean? Especially you as the fan who has those expectations. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about some of these things down in the comments below. Wookiee Supremacy, good morning. Yeah, man, I was finally got to catch up with a few of your videos last night, man. Good stuff, funny stuff, man. Good, funny stuff, man. You're just cracking me up. I was sitting there because your video came up on my feed. I was like, oh, hey, cool. So I went ahead and checked it, and while I was there, I went ahead and checked out a couple of your other videos. Funny stuff, man. Good, funny stuff. And where do you get that music? Is that like YouTube free music that you use on those, or is that like somebody you know personally, like a band and stuff, or I don't know, because I was kind of rocking out, man. I got to tell you that. Sith Lord says it's been going since last night. What's been going since last night? Oh, are you talking about like the reviews and the reactions and stuff like that? Yeah. Maverick Pilgrim says I'm just keeping my head down. Enjoy Mando tomorrow. Have a great time hearing that Star Wars theme in have a great time hearing that Star Wars theme in theaters one more time and enjoy being in a galaxy far, far away. Gonna be a great week. And I gotta say, I agree with you there when it comes to that. I'm looking forward to Mandalorian tomorrow. And, I guess I've largely looked forward to each one of these episodes. And I gotta tell you, like, I think for me, ever since episode 3, it's kind of just, like, gone downhill a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's okay because, like, I think, like, episode 2 and 3 were really good and they kind of really hit a high, and it's just kind of been in a lull since then. Probably more about where it should have been or where it would be, like kind of what I expect out of the whole series, for it to just be, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not expecting greatness out of The Mandalorian. I'm not expecting greatness out of Rise of the Skywalker. I just want something that's a decent TV show or film, and something that's fun. It doesn't have to be great. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't have to be great, especially at this point. The way that the fandoms all seem to be, greatness. I mean, you should be shooting for greatness, but you need to at least achieve good. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, and here's one thing I want to say. Maverick Pilgrim, you said about having a great time and hearing that Star Wars in theaters one more time. Okay, now that's the thing. I've heard a lot of that kind of talk lately about whether it's from like JJ or Kathleen Kennedy or Kathy Kennedy, whatever her name is. You know who I'm talking about. Talking about just like that. There's the last time we're gonna hear it, but I hear a lot of people speaking in this cryptic language, like this is the last Star Wars we're ever going to get. But it's not. We already know they have plans in the future of doing Star Wars in the future. But I've got to say, that's something that I think I heard in that interview with Kathleen Kennedy that Josh over at the Den of Nerds was going over. Something she said was like it being the end and stuff like that. And, like it's not the end. Like, it's just the end of the Skywalker saga. And I think when it comes down to these filmmakers, these studios and things like that, they need to watch their language, because our words are powerful. Watch the language when it comes to things like that. Because largely the Russos and Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios did that same thing going into Avengers Endgame, saying, oh, this is the culmination of the MCU. This is kind of it, closing the book on this chapter and this and that, and, going forward. And while that's all fine and dandy, that's bad language to use for promoting your future movies that are coming up. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta tell people, like, I think from their perspective, it's bad to tell people that because they're going to continue on. The MCU is continuing on. Star Wars is continuing on. Just this certain chapter is over with. You know what I mean? We're still gonna get more, and I think that's something that maybe because we can see these days, like especially with the current state of fandoms, everybody takes every little thing and analyzes every little word and picks it apart and all of that kinds of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, because there's people like me who are out there. I like to craft theories for the MCU. Like I've got some ones I'm working on for Black Widow, and I would talk about that more this week. But the thing is Rise of Skywalker is getting ready to come out, and you think if I make a Black Widow video right now, it's gonna get well, I don't get thousands of views anyway, but you think it's gonna do like really good? Probably not, because everybody's out there searching for Star Wars right now. But I think a lot of these studios need to be careful when they're talking about things like that, because like I said, they're talking like this is the end of Star Wars. You know what I mean? The producers and the directors and the studios and stuff like that, they're talking like this is the end, and that's not the case. It's just the end of this chapter, and I think that kind of does a disservice to them and their franchise and even the fans, because everybody's going to be acting like, oh, this is the end, but it's not the end. If anything, it's only a new beginning. But I don't know. But yeah, it will be great to hear that Star Wars theme and see that opening crawl again. You know what I mean? And who knows? The opening crawl, it might be the last time that we see one. Who knows? Especially with that interview that that we heard with Kathleen Kennedy. I'm not sure what trade mag it was in or who it was with. You'd have to go watch Josh and the Den of Nerds over there for that kind of stuff. He talked a lot about it in a sensical way. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like that's kind of like what they're implying, but it's like, no, we're gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on. Wookiee Supremacy says, I'm kind of hoping I can make it through the thing without getting kicked out. Well, apparently at the premiere down in Hollywood, they had some guy who just jumped up in the middle of the theater during the movie and said, "Yeah, JJ." That's hilarious. That's just hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's funny too. Like, even when I'm in movies and I see some of the people react like that too, and like calm down, man. Like, it's all good. Kind of like when we're in Avengers Endgame and everybody blew their load, and they see Cap wielding Mjolnir, picks up and he catches it, like everybody's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, to me that's just funny. Like, don't get me wrong, I was sitting there in the movie theater like, oh damn, but like in my head, I'm not trying to be loud and reactive and everything, but it's cool being in that environment. Like, largely I don't like people interrupting movies, being loud or anything like that, but being in that kind of crowd, because you go, like, Rise of Skywalker is going to be, and just like Avengers Endgame was, you go into that kind of crowd, you can feel it in the air. Everybody's there and they want to be there and they're psyched and they're hyped up and they're ready to see it. And then you see something like that, like Cap wielding Mjolnir, and everybody's like, holy, everybody's blowing their load. You know what I mean? But I will tell you, there was one reaction that I wasn't into, and that was when Thor chopped off Thanos' head. And I've talked about this numerous times. I even did a video talking about Thor's character arc. In that moment, I knew it wasn't good. Like the filmmaking, the cinematics, everything, like the way everything was going into that scene, I knew something bad was getting ready to happen. I knew when he chopped off his head, it was really bad. I was, as a matter of fact, I was sitting there just like Groot, or just like Rocket was. I was sitting there like, what did you do? And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing. Sith Lord says, my expectations are lower than AOC's IQ. That's a good thing, I guess. That's a good thing, Sometimes, because like I said, sometimes we set our expectations too high. Wookiee Supremacy says it's YouTube stock music. Oh, okay, nice, cool. Hey, and that's all good, if that's what you can find. Because like I said, I was listening to someone, I'm like, yeah, man, this is kind of rocking out. Sith Lord says, yeah, the review Second Street, yeah. General Zod's Fandom Zone, welcome, General Zod. Says Last Jedi sucks, but I would like to go at it objectively. Taking out that bit and just watching in a critical eye. Yeah, definitely. And don't even watch it with a critical eye. Watch it with a fan's eye. You know what I mean? Watch it. Go into it. Have your expectations. Curb them. Keep your expectations. Don't put them low. I'm not saying set your expectations low, but depending on how you feel about like The Last Jedi or the sequel trilogy altogether, just don't get them too high. You know what I mean? Just don't get them too high and go into it wanting to be pleased. That's what we all want. We want to go into it, and we all want to be pleased by the movie. And and just go into for me, largely I'd say that's what just go into it wanting it to do better. Because, there's, something I've talked about several times here on the channel. You guys have seen my reviews of The Amazing Mary Jane, right? I know, if LB's here, is LB here yet? He's going to hear me like, oh, this again, Amazing Mary Jane. Here's the thing, is that Amazing Mary Jane comic book, and I'll tie this back to the movie in just a second. I went into that comic book like, this is going to be garbage. I pulled the first issue. I knew I was going to buy the first issue. I was like, this is going to be good. I had my expectations very low, because Leigh Williams, the writer of that book, I have not liked really any of her writing. Whether it was Deja Thorse and Barbarella, whether it was Chastity, whether it was Giant Man, or I want to say there was another thing that she wrote that I read too. Like, I read it and I'm just like, I just don't like her writing. I'm not really into it. So I had very low expectations going to Amazing Mary Jane, and I read the book and I'm like, wow. This is what I wanted. This is where my criticisms come in at, Leigh Williams. Congratulations. You did it. You made a good book. You made something that's fun and entertaining, something that I want to read, something I'm actually looking forward to reading. That's all I want. It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to blow my socks off. It doesn't have to be the greatest thing out there. It just has to be an improvement. You just get to something good. You know what I mean? And that's largely what I'm looking forward to here in this movie. And like I said, guys, I think The Last Jedi is okay. It's not a great movie. It's not, I like it. But I can't, like I said earlier, I can't ever argue that it's like some great movie, or go on somebody's stream and argue points that it's a good movie. Because largely it does it does more bad than it does good for me as a fan. So there's that. But yeah, I totally hear you, Zod. Definitely. Go into it objectively, and yeah, but there's nothing wrong with having that critical eye either. Because that's what we're there for, especially if you haven't liked what the sequel trilogy has been, or even The Last Jedi. Sith Lord says, wish the episodes were longer on Mando. See, and me, I'm the exact opposite. I actually wish they were all 30 minutes. Like, me personally, I wish they were all 30 minutes, because I think some of those longer episodes have kind of hurt the pacing of the series overall, and kind of hurt it overall in the first place. But again, that's just me from my point of view. But I wouldn't be against longer episodes. It just depends on how they're done, and if they actually have a story to fill 45 minutes worth of screen time, or an hour worth of screen time. Because largely from what I've seen in The Mandalorian, none of them should be over 30 minutes. Okay, and that's just my feeling. I don't think that there's one of those episodes I've seen that needs to be over 30 minutes. They should all probably be 30 minutes, and I think that the series so far would probably be better if they had all been 30 minutes. Maverick Pilgrim says, no, not the last time, just one more time. Oh, yeah, just one more time. Yeah. Let's get it together one more time. Let's see. Maverick Pilgrim says, I saw episode 1 in theaters 10 times just to keep spending time in that world. Similar to seeing Lord of the Rings over and over. Dang, man, 10 times for episode 1, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, especially considering what we know now. That episode 1, it's okay. It's not the best one. Now, if you went and seen Revenge of the Sith that many times, I'd be like, yeah. And actually, no. If you went and seen Revenge of the Sith 10 times in theaters, you know what I would do? I would go, no. Don't mess with me. I've got the high ground. Anyway, Sir Nerdalot says, hoping for old Republic movies. That would be great. Sir Nerdalot. The one thing, and thank you for being here, Sir Nerdalot. The one thing that I will say about there being Old Republic movies is there's a lot of fans out there who don't want to see that because they don't want to see Disney taint it. They don't want to see that on screen because they feel Disney's going to ruin it, and they already have their strong feelings against it, this and that. But it's funny because a lot of these same people will actually argue that that's what they want to see. You know what I mean? Like, it's a double-edged sword here, because they're talking about that's what they want to see. They want to see the EU and stuff like that come into the Star Wars canon in the films, but then they talk about that's something they don't want to see because Disney's going to ruin it and all this and that. You know what I mean? So, but I hear you. No, that would be great. That would be great. And I've largely never read any of the EU or anything like that. But I think that's a double-edged sword when it comes to fans out there, because there's some fans who say that that's what they want and they'll get it and they won't like it. That's not ultimately what they want. There's people out there like that. I can guarantee you there is. I probably know some of these people. Maverick, oh no, sorry, I skipped back up there. Wookiee Supremacy says, I talked to the Last Jedi Defender because I remember defending the prequels tooth and nail. But when I asked what he liked about it, he said he liked what they did to Luke and laughed at Titty Monster. Yeah, and the Luke thing is really seems to be overall the larger talking point that most of the people have is, what they did to Luke Skywalker. Me, I don't care, you know what I mean? Yeah, I've talked about this several times. F Luke Skywalker, man. It's about Darth Vader, son. And R2D2. And R2D2. That's who it's all about, really. You know what I mean? Like, they could just make a movie with just Darth Vader and R2D2 walking around doing some cool stuff, and I'd be happy. Maybe R2D2 fighting Darth Vader. No, aggressively relaxing says, I see all my movies at the drive-in where we get wild. Everyone is cooking, partying, and being loud. It's the best. Can't wait. Man, you have a drive-in where you're at? I gotta say, like, I'm not normally this. I'm not that kind of guy, but I'm jealous. I'm actually a little jealous. I'd love to take my kids to a drive-in. I think we have one here somewhere near us, like maybe about an hour away or so, that I'd like to take my kids to see that one of these days. I would like to take them to see that. Let's see. Wookiee Supremacy says, I can't talk with these people. Sith Lord says, I missed the drive-in. All gone here, I know, man. And where I grew up at in Kansas, there was one there that we had for a while. I guess probably until I was in my teens or so. And I remember going to the drive-in several times, man. There's nothing like a drive-in experience. I mean, sure, it's not the IMAX, it's not the IMAX 3D or anything like that. And I'm not really big into 3D, but I do go see a lot of movies in 3D. But yeah, there's something about the drive-in experience that's really nice. It makes me want to get there and go, stranded at the drive-in, branded a fool. What will they say Monday at school? Oh wait, man, I'm probably gonna get a content strike or a copyright strike for that, or a content claim for that. Don't tell nobody. Don't report me. Don't report me. I was just kidding. But yeah, I missed the drive-ins for sure. Wookiee Supremacy says, I gave a kid a split lip in the 4th grade because he said Boba Fett was a pussy. That's funny. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Boba Fett was pretty badass. Except for what's with his work gloves. Who is it that's always talking? It's aggressively relaxing. Always talking about those Mandos and their khakis. And let's not forget their work gloves. You know what I mean? They always got those work gloves. Sometimes it's welding gloves. Sometimes it's just those cheap yellow cotton ones. Either way, them Mandos, they put in work, man, because they use them They use those trade worker gloves, man. They use those trade worker gloves. Fatal J, what's up, my brother? Says, good morning, Wolverine. I usually see Professor X on these lives. Oh, I know, yeah, man. Like I'm part Professor X, part Wolverine right now. Funny. Dog School, how are you doing this morning? 19K Fox says, you shilling for Disney? Say it ain't so, Trinity. Say it ain't so. Man, I am going to get a content strike, man. Yeah, no, apparently I'm not shilling hard enough. I didn't get my invite to the premiere last night. Dang it. Dang it. Whose butt do I need to kiss? It says, nice Wookiee, Boba Fett is a beast, says Sith Lord. Dog School says, it either has to be really good and a good conclusion, or terrible and the worst conclusion. There is no middle. Well, of course there's a middle. I mean, there's terrible, there's good, there's good, and there's terrible, and there's plenty of middle there in between. Of course there's a middle. There's plenty there. But I mean, for the fans of this stuff, especially the diehard fans, you're right. I mean, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be either good or it's going to be bad. There really isn't. There really is. I really don't feel that at this point, it's anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't think at this point there is going to be any in between for the really hardcore fans. Like I said, I'm a fan. I grew up with this stuff, but I'm not so hardcore. Like I said, that I go out there and make a bunch of hate videos about The Last Jedi and rant and rave and turn red in the face about it. But yeah, there's that. But But yeah, you're right. I mean, for the majority of people, there is gonna be no. It was okay. For me, it'll probably be somewhere around there, depending on. It could be bad. It could be good. It could just be. It's all right. Just like I feel like about the Last Jedi, like it's all right. It does more bad than it does good, but I like the movie. But I can't defend the movie. I can't, like I said, I can't argue that it's a great movie or that it's a good movie with anybody because any arguments that I would have, you could easily I could strike them down myself. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Fatal J says, yeah, in my review, I'm going to go in with a clear mind and acknowledge the good and the bad. But how do you know there's any bad to be acknowledged? But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is we got to go in there, like I said, with our expectations somewhat tempered, knowing that like this could be a disaster, it could be great, it could be either or. Um, oh man, jumped on me again. 19K Fox says I'm reserving judgment for after I see the movie. Then I'm gonna do a spoiler live stream Thursday night. Oh, you turd, man! I'm not even watching it until Friday morning. Gah, gah! You're gonna spoil it for me? So I'll probably have to check out your stream after that because yeah, like I said, I like Disney as well, but I love Star Wars, but like not so much that I went on the Thursday. I can guarantee if this is an MCU movie, oh my ass would be there and the first showing and all that stuff. Like last week they did that Fathom events thing for Jumanji, the next level. Where I think it was a Fathom events thing, like you pay $20 to go watch the same movie that you can watch 2 hours later. No, no, I'm not paying $20 to see a movie that I can pay $10 to go see, 2 hours later. I'm not paying an extra $10 just to see it 2 hours before everybody else and get my stupid video up and review up faster than somebody else. That means nothing to me. But if it was an MCU movie, oh, you bet your ass, dude. I'm first one on my phone ordering, the MCU tickets. You know what I mean, for an MCU movie. You know what I mean? Like remember when Avengers Endgame broke the internet? Oh yeah, I had all my tickets for the weekend already, except for I think I had to send my wife, and she ended up getting like 2 or 3 more tickets for me that day after the app had crashed. But I got tickets for me and my friends to go see it on Thursday night. I had tickets for me to go see it, I think, on Saturday. And then I think my wife, I bought a lot of tickets. So it depends on what movie it is. Because, like, I'm MCU diehard right here. So, yeah, I'll shill for the MCU. Somewhat. um, but yeah, I look forward to seeing that 19K Fox. Disney beat you to it, Fox, right? Dog School says 19K Fox, I'll be at your live stream. Yeah, nice. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, be there for 19K Fox's live stream, man. Definitely go support him. Get that man up on some subscribers, man. Sith Lord says I just don't feel like we're getting enough story, but yeah, writing has to be good either way. 30 minutes or an hour. Yeah, and I think that's the problem is you don't feel like we're getting enough story. And I think some of that is largely due to the fact that some of these episodes are longer than they need to be. Like I said, that very first episode kind of, especially now where we're at now, I think it's largely ruined the pacing of the movie or of the TV series because that first episode, my thing is it should have just been 30 minutes. They could have not necessarily cut anything out, but ended the episode a little bit sooner. And they could have spent a little more time in some places and a little less time in other places and doing some of that stuff. And I think it suffered for that every episode since. And then I think is it episode 5 that was pretty much just like it was largely filler. A lot of that could have been pushed, could have been condensed, and could have, it comes down to that ultimately. That's why I think a lot of them should have just been 30 minutes and not an hour or 45 minutes, I guess. It's been, I think it was like 47 minutes or something like that, the longest one. And that's why I feel that way, but that's me. Not everybody feels that way. A lot of people feel the same way as you do, and they want the longer episodes of it. But for me, I just feel like sometimes if they set the template, say, okay, we got 1 hour, you got, to do this, maybe they don't have enough there to do a whole hour episode. So I think they need to take that into consideration more than anything. Wookiee Supremacy says, Objective I go into Star Wars more expecting to love the shit out of it. The Last Jedi was a blindside. The whole ride home, I was just confused. I'm not sure exactly, but just because you love the shit out of it doesn't mean you can't go into it with an objective eye. Because there, I think just because your expectations are high, just because you want to love the hell of it doesn't mean you can't have the objective eye. That objective eye is exactly why you felt blindsided and felt confused on your ride home. That's what that was, more than anything. Um, Dog Skull says, "What do you think? What do you think Rise of Skywalker so far?" Honestly, like me, like I think I heard some of the leaks and all that stuff, people talking about them and things like that, and largely I forgot about them. Because I don't really care about Star Wars that much to look into the leaks and all that stuff. Now, if it's the MCU, oh yeah, like I care more about that, but. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this trilogy being final, being done with and over with. So then they'll move on into whatever next trilogy or next phase of movies that they're getting ready to do. But altogether, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not psyched, but I'm excited. You know what I mean? I'm excited to go see it. Wookiee Supremacy says it took me a while to wrap my head. Uh oh. It took me a while to wrap my head around the fact that I didn't love a Star Wars. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. Sith Lord says the last thing I want to see is shit Star Wars, but they got me twice already. I'm guessing that you're talking about Episode 1 and Episode 8. I'm guessing you're talking about Episode 1 and Episode 8. That's just what I'm guessing. Wookiee Supremacy says, the more I watch The Last Jedi, the more I get pissed off. Well, why you keep watching it? Why you keep watching it? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Same with anything, you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't watch it, man. Don't put yourself through that. You know what I mean? Like I'm still gonna buy it on DVD, but Suicide Squad, ugh. Terrible movie, but I'm still gonna own it to go buy it to complete my collection of all the movies. I own the rest of them. You know what I mean? Aggressively Relaxing says, I went in last night wanting to hate it. I was going to stand up and tell JJ off, but it was so good I forgot to make it about me. 10 out of 10. You're funny, Aggressively. Wished upon a vlog. How you doing? How are you doing, Julie? I was gonna say good morning to you, but where you're at, it's probably evening. Yeah, I think it's probably evening where you're at, or it could be very early morning. Sith Lord says better than skinny Gene Mandos. That's funny. Let's see. Wookiee Supremacy says it's funny now, but I was kind of an asshole kid. That's funny. I did the same thing in 7th grade because someone said Ozzy was a puss. So there's that. Hey, that kid deserved it. You don't talk about Ozzy like that. Maverick Pilgrim says hashtag Gray Order. Gotta prep for a work meeting. All right, man. Take it easy, Maverick Pilgrim. You have a good day. Take it easy, and yeah, I guess if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll probably see you on the flip side in another live stream very soon, man. Good to have you here. Sith Lord says I'm waiting for it to show on the 7 Seas. I'm missing that one. I must have missed something there. Wookiee Supremacy says I'm getting tickets for Cats, and I'm going to put them with the rest of my Star Wars ticket stubs. That's funny. You know what's funny is like I've heard people talking about they're going to they're gonna go see Cats, but then the thing is they're gonna theater hop over to watch Star Wars: The Last Jedi, or The Last Jedi, or The Rise of Skywalker. And here's the thing is my theater. Anybody trying to do that is going to get caught because most of the theater showings, except for the ones at 2 a.m, they're sold out. So if you want to buy your ticket to Cats and go watch The Last Jedi, the usher's going to come in and tell you to take a hike because the tickets are sold out. But I mean, yeah. If you're going to put your ticket stubs at the start, that's just funny. So you can tell your kids one day, like, hey kids, here's what I did instead of seeing Rise of Skywalker in the theater. I went and watched Cats. That's funny. And no, I've gone to see some bad movies at the theater, but Cats isn't one of them that I'm even going to put on my radar to go see and support at the theater. But hey, if that's what you're going to do, hey, good on you if you want to see that. And I'm not largely into musicals. I'm not really big into them, but there's some out there that I do like. Grease being the best one, in case you didn't hear me singing that a minute ago. Aggressively Relaxing says, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but all my videos are going to be super negative. I can't give up that weird angry uncle money. Aggressively relaxing. You crack me up, bro. I'm telling you, if you guys haven't watched, and any of you guys that are content creators here, make sure you go check out each other's channels. There's a lot of great ones of them in here. Wookiee Supremacies. I finally got to check out some of his videos. Good stuff. Aggressively relaxing. Absolutely hilarious. Julia Wished Upon a Vlog. She's very great as well. Fatal J, he's a funny dude, always makes me laugh. I'm True Skills is here. Thank you for being here. He's an up and coming YouTuber, talking a lot about comic books. He's a good one you should go check out. And like I said, click on those little 3 dots there on the right of each person's thing, and go see if they have a channel, if they upload content, and see if they if they have something that you like. Like I said, there's a lot of great people here that come to my chat, so definitely go give each other a look-see. I would highly recommend it. Keep your mind open to some of those kinds of things. You know what I mean? There's just too much bad stuff out there for us to not try to enjoy each other and kind of bring each other company. You know what I mean? Julie says, you would rather order an MCU ticket as quick as Sheldon ordered his Comic-Con ticket on the Big Bang Theory TV show. I don't watch the Big Bang Theory, so I'm not sure how quick that is. But yes, I'm telling you, on the day that that those tickets, Avengers Endgame tickets, went on sale, like that second, like I was up like an hour ahead of time, ready for that. Like I was on my phone, sitting there like updating it, refreshing it. Like I was waiting, for Avengers Endgame. I was all about it. And that's how I am, just how I've been largely for the MCU movies, because I've got a small group of friends, I think me and at least 2 other friends that typically go to every single one of the MCU movies all the time. So I always, what I usually do is I end up, if I don't text them like the night before or something, like I'll just go ahead and I'll just buy like the 3 tickets for us outright, bam, right there, for us to go watch the movie. No questions asked. I just buy whatever theater time I can get, and we go see it. And then if I have to go return them, I'll have to go return them. But largely that's what I do. Is I'm telling you, like I'm nerdy about it. And I know what character you're talking. I don't watch Big Bang Theory, but I do know the character Sheldon that you're talking about. And I would say that's totally me. I would say, without having seen it, I would say so. The Crazy Eyed Jedi, thank you so much for being here, says, the lunatic have escaped, and I'm their leader. Run, faster, we're coming. that was the last thing, he left the emoji there. Yeah, man, yeah. You're their leader. Awesome. Hey, you know what? That's okay. Every group of people needs leaders. Every group. Unfortunately, there's some groups out there that nobody wants to lead, and we all know who that is. Wookiee Supremacy says, I don't watch that show. It insults nerd culture. It's not laughing with us. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've honestly, like, I think I've seen parts of it, but I've never sat down and watched like a whole show. I've never like a whole episode. It objectively sucks donkey balls. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and I can't make a judgment on it because I've never watched that show. And again, if you guys know me here, I'm not really into like the TV shows and everything like that. Zulu Entertainment, thank you so much for being here. Fatal J says, the trilogies are done according to Kennedy. That's not true. She didn't say that they were done. And if she did specifically say the trilogies are done, please send me a link. Because you're looking into stuff. That's cool, because that's what a lot of us do, is we build theories off of some of these things that they say. But as far as I remember, and I didn't actually read it myself, she didn't actually say trilogies are done. And she said that might not be a template that they're gonna hold to with every single thing that they're making. And I could be wrong about that, but feel free to send me a link. Jay, you of all people knows how to get a hold of me, bro. But I don't. As far as I remember, she didn't actually say that. People are just taking it as that. And that comes down to something else. That's not even reading and comprehension, but that's sometimes we say things and people hear different things. You know what I mean? Sometimes we say something and the person we're talking to hears something else, and that's kind of their perception, and maybe just where they're coming from with that. Sith Lord says, that sounds objectively correct, Wookie. Let's see. Julie says, it's 5 p.m. in the early evening for me. I'm good, thanks. Thanks. Gonna watch Home Alone soon. Oh yeah, Home Alone. That's a good one. You know what? And speaking of which, maybe we need to talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow or something, about Christmas movies. What's your favorite Christmas movie, guys? Let me know down in the comments below. What is your favorite Christmas movie, because I'll tell you, for me, for the most part, some of my favorite Christmas movies are Scrooged, Christmas Vacation, obviously. That's like one of the best ones. Christmas Vacation. Obviously, you got Home Alone and Die Hard. Let's see. But one of my favorites that I've really, over the past handful of years, that I've really liked watching during Christmas is called The Family Stone. I'm not sure if you guys have seen The Family Stone, but that movie is really great. It's got, well, for one, it's got Rachel McAdams in it. Yeah, go out and watch it. That's all the reason you need right there. It's got Craig T. Nelson in it. It's got Diane Keaton in it. Let's see, Sarah, not Sarah Michelle Gellar, not Sarah Jessica Parker. Isn't that her name? Sarah Jessica Parker? Let's see, who else does it have? Ooh, it's got Claire Danes in it. It's got Dermot Mulroney. It's got Luke Wilson. And I know there's some other people I can't think of their names right now off the top of my head. But Claire Danes. And yeah, sorry. Yeah, but that's another one of my favorites is The Family Stone. Definitely starting to become a staple here in our house as far as Christmas movies. I'm True Skill says Trinity after the prequels. I'm not really into Star Wars. I thought it was better before Disney took over. Fair enough. That's fair enough. That's a fair assessment right there, and that's cool, you know. And there's a lot of people out there who feel exactly like you do. You know what I mean? I just think that it's not. I mean, it's really hard to say because I mean, largely, I guess what I would say is it's not Disney's fault. It would be the people who, you know, the producers and things like that. And we all know who that is, you know. I would say it's more largely on them. I mean, than it's being like Disney's fault. But that's not what you're saying. You're not saying it's Disney's fault. But I hear what you're saying, and that's cool. You know, feel how you know. We all got to have our feelings about those kinds of things. So yeah, that's cool. Sith Lord says Force Awakens and The Last Jedi were two shit shows for me. The prequels had issues, but they didn't go full tard. And see, me, like, I like The Force Awakens. Me, the only problem with The Force Awakens, and I talked about this even yesterday, I think, is the fact that The Last Jedi didn't build on top of what The Last Jedi did. It's like the movie went linear instead of building, it just went linear, you know what I mean? And that's for me. Dog School says, I think Lucasfilm has to get us to like the new characters while respecting the old characters. To end the Skywalker saga, they have to have this movie focused on Luke. And yeah, I mean, if that's how you feel about it, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, if you want to see some closure and things like that with the Luke character, hey, that makes sense. I mean, and there's a lot of people out there who feel the exact same. Sith Lord says, Pirate, 7 Seas, arr, not paying to see your eyes. Fair enough, man. Fatal J says, I'm not watching Cats nor Jumanji. I'd rather see the Rise of... You're not going to go see the Jumanji? What's wrong with you, Fatal J? Karen Gillan. That's all I have to say, son. Karen Gillan. What? What? Come on, man. You don't want to see Karen Gillan use some of her dance fighting techniques on somebody? I'm married, but, you know, I let her use her fighting dance style techniques on me. Yeah, she's very attractive. I like gingers for one, but she's just, I don't know. She's irresistible, you know what I mean? She's just irresistible. You should go follow Karen Gillan on Instagram. She just, I don't know. She just seems like a really cool person. Plus, I want to see that movie that she just directed recently. I want to go see that. Or it's probably out on video by now. I want to see that. Crazy Eyed Jedi says, Pirates sail the high seas. Arr! Yes. Sub money. What if Darth Vader was revived and turned Kylo Ren and Rey to the dark side? How would you react? Honestly, I'd be very surprised because Darth Vader became a good guy at the end. So I'd be very surprised. Wookie says, Cats looks like a effing nightmare. I'm not watching that. Yeah, me neither, man. I'm not watching that crap at the theater. That's funny. Let's see. Definitely check out Wookie. Okay, Crazy Eyed Jedi says, no content, just granddaughter learning. No content, just granddaughter learning and editing. Learning film and editing. Nice, cool. Immortal Biggie Shack, what's up, my brother? How you doing this morning? It's almost new comic book day, man. Coming up tomorrow. Wish Upon a Vlog says, regards Regards to the Big Bang Theory comment, it's super fast. He kept refreshing the page. Ha, okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Exactly what I was doing. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. I did it just like that. Sith Lord says, why not have Yoda come back and knock Rey up, and then dip out and have Poe and Finn hook up and raise a baby Wookiee? Isn't that what they're doing? Isn't that? I thought that was part of the leaks. Isn't that part of the leaks? Sith Lord, you funny, man. Fatal J says, you're not wearing the same shirt as the one in your thumbnail. Is this clickbait? Yeah, totally, totally. Um, matter of fact, that might have was that Myrtle? Was that Myrtle in the thumbnail? That might have been Myrtle. Maybe, maybe I'm Myrtle. Maybe I'm Myrtle acting as Trinity. Sith Lord says, could be clickbait. Yeah. Man, what are you talking about, Jay? You're the clickbait king, man. You're the clickbait king. Mr. Pun Vlog Julie says, Wookie, I don't think it makes fun of nerd culture. In fact, to me, if you love Star Wars, Marvel, and DC, it's amazing. It has so many great references. The characters are all huge comic fans. Nice, interesting. Yeah, like I said, I've never really watched it, but I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, all the characters in there are nerds. Julie says, my favorite Christmas movies are Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol. I don't think I've seen that one. And Polar Express, because I watch every single Christmas Eve at night. Polar Express is a good one as well. My kids definitely like that one as well. We own that one. Crazy Eyed Jedi says, Santa Conquers the Martians, 1964, best Xmas film. That actually sounds really good. Oh, but also another great one, another great Christmas movie is Jack Frost. And no, not that lame-ass Michael Keaton movie, the one that Michael Keaton wished he was in. And that's Jack Frost, the mutant killer snowman. Yeah. That's a Christmas movie, man. A Christmas Story and Scrooge. A Christmas Story is a good one. I don't own that one. I actually need to go buy that. And Scrooged is again another one of my favorite ones, man. I love Bill Murray, dude. You know what I mean? I miss Bill Murray, like back in those heydays, man. Back when, yeah. Not that he's not funny anymore, but you know he's getting older now. You know, yeah. Just like Chevy Chase, man. I miss Chevy. Dude, Chevy Chase is one of my favorite like comedian actor guys out there, man. Like, I used to love Chevy Chase, man. I'm talking from Fletch to the Three Amigos to the Invisible Man to what was that one? Seems Like Old Times. Man, obviously the vacation movies. I'm telling you, dude, like he's. We no longer have John Candy, but we still got Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. Aggressively Relaxed says, dude, he doesn't have the same shirt. Second Street is a phony! Yes, I am. He got me. Charlie Brown Christmas, another good one. Julie says, yes, Scrooge is amazing. Gonna watch it in my next day or two, I think. Yeah, I love Scrooge. That's a good one, definitely. Don Draper, good morning. How are you doing? Aggressively Relaxing says, it's not Christmas until I hear B. Arthur's song in Star Wars Holiday Special. Right? I don't own that one, but you know, do they have that? Did they put that on Disney Plus? I may need to check that out because I probably haven't seen that since I was a little kid. Dog School says Christmas movie, Elf Bowling the movie. It has 1.8 on IMDb. 26% of people liked it, and Santa is flipping pirate. What the hell? Huh? Elf bowling movie. I don't think I've seen that. I mean, I've seen Elf, but yeah. Don Draper says, Dorothy and B. Arthur rules. Nice. Sith Lord says, some gingers are hot even without a soul. Yes. Yeah. It's those damn gingers, man. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just like gingers. I think it's that fair skin, the freckles, the red hair. I don't know. I can't help it. Wookiee Supremacy says, Gonk, a Star Wars story. Get on it, Disney. Discovery Bay Comics, how you doing this morning? He says, Rise of the Guardians. Dude, that's a good one. I remember I took my kids to see that when they were little at the theater. And man, they loved it. We bought it on DVD. Yeah, that is a good one. And we need to watch that one too. It seems like it's been a while since I watched that one. Submoney says, top 5 Marvel and DC comics you recommend. Oh no, this is Marvel Channel. No. Um, top 5 Marvel and DC comics I'd recommend. Okay. As far as top 5, okay, so I'm just gonna go 5, not 5 from each, but 5 altogether. I will tell you, Black Widow, No Restraints Play, written by the Soska sisters, just came out. It's available on trade paperback. After that, I will say Deceased, DC's Deceased, great book, very great book. Number 3, as far as Marvel is concerned, I would say, man, that recent Punisher series was really great. Man, that's really tough. That's really tough when I get out of those top 2, because there's some other decent ones out there, but man, you got me there. You got me. But I will say Deceased is definitely on there. Definitely Black Widow. After that, I would say, you know what? Spider-Man Life Story. It was a little mini series that they did. Spider-Man Life Story. Definitely go check that one out. Written by Chip Zdarsky. Also, go check out. Symbiote Spider-Man was a really good one, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so you gotta take that into account. The Symbiote Spider-Man series was really good. It was another little mini series, and they actually just started doing another one, Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality, that just came out last week. It was another excellent one. Then after that, for number 5, I'd have to say Jonathan Hickman's House of X and Powers of X series. It's available on hardcover now. It might be on trade paperback as well. Definitely those 5 for sure. And also, I'll give an honorable mention to another DC book. Like I said, I don't read a whole lot of DC books, but I'll say Hawkman. And I got onto Hawkman from Jay, not from Jay, but from Comic Man Jake here on YouTube. He's the one who actually suggested that, and I went and read it, and I thought it was pretty good. Wookie Supremacy says the Owl movie. The Owl movie? Which one? Owl movie? I must have missed something. Who? Dylan's Comic Book Rants. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Sith Lord says Mr. Frost with Jeff Goldblum was a good old flick. I don't think I've seen Mr. Frost. Interesting, but I like Jeff Goldblum. Let's see. Discovery Base says, oh, he's saying good morning to Dylan. Dylan's Comic Book Rant says John Candy is my favorite out. All those you just said. Rest in peace, a legend. Yeah, John Candy, man. John Candy was a great man. He just knows how to light up a screen. Like, you watch a John Candy movie, man. Like, he's just really good. The Great Outdoors, one of my favorites. I love that movie growing up. Dog School says Elf Bowling was a joke. I just wanted to see what you would think. Okay, I'm like, I've never seen that one. But Elf in itself, the Will Ferrell one, that's a pretty good movie. It's not the best, but it's a good one. Wookie Supremacy says Gremlins is the best Christmas movie. I like Gremlins. That's a good one. As a matter of fact, a while back, I actually put Gremlins on. It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it still is. I put it on for my kids to watch, and I had to turn it off because they got scared. They got scared, and I'm like, I want to say, y'all kids are a bunch of pussies, man. When I was your age, I ate that up, man. I loved Gizmo. I loved those scary little gremlins. I loved the Mogwai. Yeah, man. Gremlins is a good one. Some Money says, what scary movie scared you the most? When I was little, see, and when it comes to horror, I would say like largely, they just don't make them anymore. Like, as far as like scary movies. But when I was growing up, what movies scared me the most? Ah, man, I don't know, man, because Videodrome was one of those ones, man. I remember watching, that's one of those ones, it's scarred in my head, man. That I remember watching growing up. The videotape stuff in it, oh man, crazy stuff. I'd have to say it might be that, maybe a Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was little, and The Thing, definitely, yeah. I would say somewhere right around there. Some of those movies were probably some of the ones that scared me the most. Let's see. I'm Misguided says better late than never. Indeed. Dylan's Comic Book. I'm True Skill says, what's a Phantom Menaceer? Well, the Fandom Menace is a fan group, and the Phantom Menace is a movie. Dylan's Comic Book Rant says Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. Anyone ever watch that? Was my shit growing up. Yeah, I seen it. But if you want to really watch the Jack Frost movie, you got to go watch Jack Frost the Mutant Killer Snowman. Way better than that Michael Keaton stuff. Way better. Yeah. Submoney says, "All right, I'll go check out those comic books. Thank you. Yeah, and especially like the deceased one. I'm not huge into DC, but deceased was really good." Dylan's comic book rant says, "Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about that Hawkman run. I'm kind of surprised because I don't see a whole lot of people talking about Hawkman. Matter of fact, I don't know that I've really seen anybody talking about Hawkman except for what is it, Hawkworld on Twitter. I don't really see a whole lot of people talking about it, but I like it. I'm this guy that says Uncle Buck. Is Uncle Buck a Christmas movie? I'll have to get back to you on that, but I do like Uncle Buck, and that is a good one. That is a good one. I do like Uncle Buck. Oh, but maybe he didn't say it was a Christmas movie, though. But Uncle Buck is a great one. I think he was just talking about John Candy movies, and that is a great John Candy movie, and that's one I do own on Blu-ray. But yeah, that was a good one. Dylan's comic book rant says, "Dude, I was just watching The Great Outdoors last week, and Uncle Buck is one of my favorites that he did." Yeah, and I think the movie that I own, is it Uncle Buck and The Great Outdoors in one? Is a combo pack, I think, maybe? I can't remember. Dog School says, "I'm out 2nd Street. I sub to you. I will be doing a review of Rise of Skywalker this weekend. Look forward to it. Look forward to it, Dog School. And thank you so much for being here. Have a good day." Dylan's comic book rant says, "Honestly, I love all John Candy's films." Oh, yeah, for sure. I Misguided says Stripes. Yes. Yes. I Misguided says, "Still cannot watch the Amityville Horror." Right? Yeah, that, you know what? That was a scary one, too. Good point. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Definitely good. You know what's funny is, what was that other movie that came out? Oh, man, back in those days. It was actually, my mom's old boss was actually in that movie. John Strauss, he was in that movie. In Cold Blood? I think that was it. I think that was it. It actually took place, like, not far from where my hometown, In Cold Blood did. Let's see. I'm this guy says, make it to the flies and the priest, and I'm done. Right? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say I haven't seen Amityville Horror in a while, but that is I do remember that being one of the ones that scared me. And you know what's funny is like The Exorcist wasn't one that really necessarily scared me, but it did kind of freak me out. And The Exorcist is probably definitely on that list as well. Wookiee Supremacy says, "When I was little, my mother dragged us to Terms of Endearment. Scared the shit out of me." That's funny. I'm this guy says, "My best friend is The Exorcist." My best friend, it is The Exorcist. Oh, okay. All right. Exorcist is a classic. Yeah, it's funny. I was like, I didn't even see that, but yeah, we all eventually got there to Exorcist. Yeah, because Exorcist is one of those ones for sure. I'm Misguided says, we would rent both and see how far we could go and how far I could go." Nice. Dylan's comic book rant says, "Oh, I used to rent that evil snowman Jack Frost all the time out at the video store." Yeah, man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Like, is that like or is that leak? Says, "Are the leaks true?" This is when I want to go full Harrison Ford and say it's true, all of it. Yeah, I don't know about the leaks being true. For the most part, I kind of blew the leaks off and forgot all about them. Now, if it was leaks from like MCU, I probably wouldn't forget all about them, but I wouldn't put them into my theories because I like to form my own theories. I've got some good theories that I want to present for you guys. Maybe I'll do that at the beginning of the year, or maybe here starting next week with some of my Black Widow theories and some of my MCU theories altogether. Because a lot of them, as I'm starting to think about them, I'm like, man, they all tie in together for the most part. Dylan's comic book rant says, "I think Professor Bill was always raving about Hawkman." Could be, he might be. Maybe I've just missed it, but Hawkman's been very good. Sub Money says, "Jon Favreau is taking over Lucasfilms. Some fans would love him to take over Lucasfilms, or Kevin Feige or Dave Filoni. What do you think?" Favreau would be good. He would be. I don't know about him. See, most of these people here, as far as taking over that place of Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau has a lot left to do in his career as a filmmaker. I don't see him doing that, though he could. Kevin Feige, I could see him doing it, though I don't think he will. And Dave Filoni, we can see the work that he's done on his 2 episodes of Mando. Yeah, I don't know about that. I just don't know about that. But they've got to have somebody out there that would be good at doing it. Sith Lord says Wolf Creek was good. I don't think I've seen Wolf Creek. I don't think I've seen that one. Somebody says Paranormal Activity was scary, the first one. Never seen it. Matter of fact, most of the thing, as far as I know about Paranormal Activity, because I haven't seen it and I could be wrong here, but it seems like too many horror movies these days rely on jump scares and all that crap, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be scared at a horror film because like me being scared, it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like it's not scary. You know what I mean? Um, when I think of a good horror film, I want something that's like, I don't know. The movie itself has to be itself. Whether it's going to be a gore fest, whether it's going to be gory or anything like that. I think largely I've found that I've really probably taken more advantage of body horror films because the Soska Sisters Rabid just came out on video on demand on Friday, and I watched it. I watched it again, and I'm telling you, I was watching that, like, it's got some horrific and gory things in it, but it's not like a scary movie that's gonna scare you. You know what I mean? But this is a very good one. This is a very good one. When I watched it again after seeing it at Screamfest, I was like, dang man, like, because I was sitting there watching it, and I'm just like with that same look on my face, like, you know, what would that be called? A resting horror face? Yeah, I had that because I found myself sitting there like, ugh. Just because some of the things going on. But it is definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. I'm Misguided says, not Feige. He's mesmerized by that Larson Cucci and is falling down the SGWA. I'd have to ask for proof of that. I'd have to ask for proof of that. Because there's really no proof of that anywhere. I mean, it doesn't look like she's very prominent in the MCU so far, even after they were saying that she would be, and like largely, I mean, I think he just picks talent that he thinks is going to be good to bring to the screen to make their films. So I mean, I can't qualify that one. I can't qualify that as far as Feige is concerned. But if you feel that way, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Um, Wookiee Supremacy says, taking advantage of my mod status. Good job, good job. Sub Money says, I like Friday the 13th. With Jason, it's awesome. Yeah, I like Friday the 13th too, but to me, it's not scary. It's a horror, and it's like a slasher flick. You know what I mean? I don't think slasher flicks are necessarily meant to be scary. You know what I mean? While they are horror movies, it's just more of a slasher flick. Just like I said, like Rabid, it's a body horror flick, so it's not meant to be scary. You know, meant to make you lose sleep. And I think that's just I think it really kind of depends when you get into horror what genre it is that we're looking at as far as scary is concerned. Um, Sith Lord says the last horror movie that was actually creepy to me was Sinister. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard that was actually pretty good. I need to check that out. Wookiee Supremacy says Brie Larson or Larson doesn't have one of those. Oh man, you guys are funny. But anyway, guys, it's already been a little over an hour here. I want to thank you all so much for being here. Guys, don't forget today is not today, but tomorrow's new comic book day. Make sure you get out to your local comic book shop, buy up some comics. It's going to be a huge week. I think I've seen there's like 15 issues minimum that I want to take home this week. Man, am I going to have to cut it back or what? But the good thing is next week in comics is very slow, and I think the week after that is probably pretty slow as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to new comic book day. Sub Money says Ghost Rider versus the Avengers. Wasn't that just in the Avengers series, just like the last couple ones? I think it has been, but I do know that Ghost Rider they're getting ready to come out with another Cosmic Ghost Rider series this week as well. I'm not sure. I might get it to do a review. Maybe see if I want to get it or anything like that. But I still got to catch up with Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History. I still got to catch up with that one. I did read the first Cosmic Ghost Rider series though. That one was pretty funny. Silly. It's full of a lot of silliness, but it was good. I Am Misguided says he is acting like Joss Whedon did with Eliza Dushku at Comic Cons. It is scary similar. I don't know how that is, but I like Eliza Dushku. But yeah, guys, who's psyched for the new Wonder Woman? I'm ready for the new Wonder Woman. I'm ready to see it. Yeah, and especially he's got his link in there for his video. I know that's what that is. It's a video for your for that Gal Gadot one you did last night. Yeah, I'm definitely psyched to see the new Wonder Woman. I can't wait to see it. But that's all I have for this video today, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, you know, do all that stuff, you know, subscribe, you know, the bell, and, you know, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, all that stuff. Make sure you do that, you know. Make sure you come here and watch my videos. Watch them all. Watch the length, because I'm funny and I'm entertaining. You know why? Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. This is your daily affirmation with Stuart Smalley. Oh, wait. I'm not... What's going on here? Anyways, you guys have a good day. Have a great rest of your week. Like I said, go out and buy some comic books tomorrow. Go out, get out and support your local comic book shop if you have one near you, because I know we have one viewer out there that unfortunately his local comic book shop did close down. But you all have a good day. Have a great rest of your week if I don't see you then. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Later.